Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Vibranium channel. My name is Ryan. Thank you so much for checking out my unboxing and review of the Hot Toys re-release slash updated Marty McFly figure from Back to the Future. The Back to the Future movies are some of my absolute favorites. It's a great mix of comedy and sci-fi with iconic scenes and lines and characters, movie memorabilia and things like the hoverboard, the DeLorean, maybe the sports almanac. But it's super cool. I watched it so many times as a kid, and all the toys. So, as I got older, I wanted the original Marty and Doc Hot Toys figures from Back to the Future 1 and 2, but they're so expensive, and getting up there in age. Hot Toys figures have gotten so much better as time goes on. So, when I heard they were finally going to re-release them, plus they'd come with updated head sculpts and accessories, I pre-ordered them as soon as they went up on Sideshow. I'm a little bummed that Doc isn't scheduled to be released until the start of 2023, but I'm glad to at least have Marty for now. And he came with Einstein, which is cool. It is kind of funny though. Einstein is Doc's dog. You think he'd come with Doc, but anyway, it's an extra figure with Marty, so I'm not going to complain. And then also I think Back to the Future 3 figures come out at the same time, start of 2023. I hope they re-release the DeLorean, either Back to the Future 1 version or 2 or even 3. I would pick those up instantly too. So anyways, let's get started with the review. The artwork on the box is pretty much the movie poster from the first Back to the Future movie, with Marty looking at his watch and the DeLorean parked with the gold wing door open, and fire kind of going around from like the tires in the beginning of Back to the Future 1 when the car first goes back in time. On the sides, we have some Back to the Future logos that say Out of Time Tour 85, which is obviously 1985 when the movie came out, and the time that Marty leaves to go back to the past in the beginning of the movie. And then on the back, we have another Back to the Future logo, and then all the credits for the figure itself. Then with the lid off the box, we have some cover art with a flying DeLorean, which is obviously at the end of the movie. And then the dates and times Marty travels back to the past and then back to the future. It's really cool that they use the same style and color font as the time coordinates panel inside of DeLorean, so that's a nice touch. Then with the cover off, we can see the Marty and Einstein figures and all the accessories that it comes with. I'm really excited to check this figure out and everything that it comes with, so let's get everything out of the box and take a look at it. Alright, so here's Marty and Einstein and all the accessories that he comes with. Let's start with the figure itself. The head sculpt looks like Michael J. Fox, so mission accomplished on that one. It's pretty close. I mean, you can obviously tell who it is, but I think it could have been a little bit better. The hair on it, it looks pretty good. You get good motion side to side, up and down, so that's good. And then overall you have his puffy jacket, which when he goes back in time everyone thinks is a life jacket. You have his pins here on his jacket, jean jacket underneath, and then you have his suspenders and flannel shirt, and his jeans, and then his shoes, which are Nikes, but obviously they can't put swooshes on these. It's funny, without the swooshes they actually look like bowling shoes, so it's kind of funny. Then as far as posability, his arms do go up 90 degrees. That's good. He does have good elbow bend, so that's good. So he is pretty posable up top, so that's good. Then as far as legs, they do very posable out to the sides. Knee does bend like that, so that's cool. Actually, you can do pretty good poses with him, I think. And then down here, his foot does go left and right and side to side. So definitely very posable. Do some cool stuff with him and the accessories that he comes with. Then Einstein is kind of just a statue. He's very heavy, but it's cool that they included it. He's very cute. His head does turn, kind of. Don't really know what they were doing with that, but the rest of him does not move, so it's pretty stationary. Make a good paperweight. It's actually really heavy. Then you have his backpack here, which looks like a typical backpack. The straps are actually put together as one like this. I know back in the 80s and 90s, one strap was the way to go, so it's cool that they did that. Then you have his Walkman here. Let's see if I can zoom. Walkman, good details on it. Let's put this on him too. Then you have his skateboard, which is cool because it's actually kind of Laker colors. You have the screws in here, this texture pattern on top. Underneath, same kind of splatter paint stickers and stuff. And then the wheel's actually cool that it has, looks like they've been used, so that's a really cool touch on that. So that's really cool. Then you have the Save the Clock Tower pamphlet, and a couple different angles you can do on it, so that's really cool. Have the giant video recorder, which is hilarious that I'm recording this on a phone, and back then you had to have this giant thing plugged in to do it. I know in the movie it's a JVC, but obviously they can't put that on here, but it does look pretty much exactly like the one he uses. It's kind of like the lens they put on it in the front too. That's really cool. Then they give you a little watch, like a calculator watch, probably Casio. Then you have the different hands. Obviously we'll try all these out in the posing section of this video, but here's the holding, probably for the video camera. Another kind of holding hand, gripping hand, opener or holding type of hand, another gripping hand, and another hand. So we'll try out all these with the different accessories and see what we think. And then it does come with Back to the Future base, Marty McFly, kind of standard, and then a pole to hold them. Which I think this is the first figure I have where it's not an actual, the pinchy claw, it's actually this kind. So that's actually cool. I'm interested to see how that works. Probably doesn't damage clothing as much as them. So yeah, that's everything that he comes with. Let's go ahead and get him on the turntable and do some different poses with all the accessories that he comes with. Alright, so here's Marty and Einstein. The first thing I wanted to call out is the clothing on the figure is actually really good. The colors are bright. It looks like real material that clothes would be made out of, so that's really cool. It's also very flexible, and you can do a lot of poses with it. Here I have him standing on the skateboard with Einstein holding his cassette Walkman, which is actually hilarious that it's a cassette Walkman. Now everybody just uses phones and stuff for it, but I remember having to bring tapes and stuff along with my cassette player to listen to it. But yeah, overall, I really like the way the figure looks. Having Einstein with it is really cool. And overall, it does have a lot of accessories, so let's take a look at some other stuff that it comes with. And here he is with his backpack, and he's holding the camcorder. It's funny, like I mentioned earlier in the video, it's funny how big camcorders used to be to be able to record stuff, and now everybody can just do it from something in their pocket and send it to space, which is nuts. It's basically the future. Yeah, if you look at the first Back to the Future movie and when he goes to 2015 and some of the stuff that's there, obviously not flying cars and stuff, but a lot of the stuff that we actually have today wasn't even thought of in the future version that was shown in the movie. So, but I do like that it came with a camcorder. The backpack looks pretty cool. And then the skateboard is awesome too. Then here I have him holding his backpack and his skateboard, almost like he's waiting for someone to pick him up or he's about to go into a building or something. The hands actually do have a good amount of grip, so you can stick the skateboard or the backpack or the pamphlet and stuff, and he does hold them pretty well. So the hands that they included with the figure are really good. And then here I have Marty kneeling down, petting Einstein while he's holding his cassette player. His backpack is also down there. I am glad that they included Einstein with him. It's something extra that he comes with. I think there used to be a version of this figure that came with a guitar, which would have been really cool. And I think it would have been cool to have some sunglasses as well, since he wears that in the beginning of the movie. But overall, I'm glad they included Einstein with the figure. And then here I have Marty holding the Save the Clock Tower pamphlet with a skateboard and backpack, kind of like he's in front of the clock tower reading it. The pamphlet does have a couple of sides of information on, so you can show us where he's looking at the main title or showing that on the back side of it. I did it this way just so it looks like that he's actually reading it. But there's a lot of detail on it, so it's actually really nice that they included it. And then for the last pose I did, I had him like he's riding on the skateboard or he's about to grab the back of a Jeep and get pulled around town. This took quite a while to get him actually to stand on it like this so I can have a chance to take a picture of it in this pose. But it's actually really cool. I'm glad that I did it. And it's kind of like an action pose for him, so it's something different than just a standard museum pose. Alright, and then the final pose, and we'll wrap this video up. I have him on the stand and the metal loop hook thing that they included to hold the figure. I'm not a fan of this one. You have to really pull them apart to get the figure to be in there, and then it does start to indent on the clothes, so I probably won't display him with the stand at all. Probably just have him stand up, or if I use the stand, it probably wouldn't include that looping thing. But overall, I'm so happy that I finally have this figure in my collection. It's definitely an improvement over the old figure with the head sculpt and the accessories that it comes with. There's a couple that I wish they would have included or had a special edition for them. But overall, I'm super happy that I picked it up, and it included Einstein. So now I just have to wait another year for Duck to come out, then I'll have both of them, and hopefully, fingers crossed, the DeLorean comes out as well. So that'll do it for this video, guys. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Vibranium. I post figures, post pictures of the figures that I unbox. Also, kind of a preview to my next video. So follow me there for updates. And thank you so much for all the likes, comments, and subscribes I've been getting lately. I I really appreciate it. If you haven't done it, please click below and do that. I really appreciate it as well. In the meantime, I think my next figure will be either the Spider-Man, not No Way Home, Spider-Man Far From Home, if it ever gets here, or I actually got the So Toys Gambit figure, so that might be here first. So that might be my next video. So once again, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in my next unboxing.